Hello and welcome back to, what is this? I lost my mind in the last episode doing all those bedrooms. Alright, this is episode 43 of Oxygen Not Included. Let's get down to it. We're going to finish up these bedrooms here. We're going to deconstruct all these paintings and reconstruct them, it looks like, because somewhere along the line, our friend Harold finally got the mastery that he needed. So let's deconstruct. Get all these rebuilt as masterpieces. And finally work on finishing up our bedroom situation. Oh man, it took basically just 30 minutes of grinding here to get that done. Is anybody finished with the job? Is that an old message? It's an old message. In the meantime, though, we have made progress. We're getting this down to a reasonable level so we can start running more stuff. Pipe blocked, you say? Oh, is this completely filled up with carbon dioxide now? And this is filled up with carbon dioxide. Huh. Okay, so this natural gas generator has gone offline as a result. We want to address that. Oh yeah, everything's shut down at this moment. Okay. We definitely want to address that. Pipe blocked. So, let's go to our ventilation, and how about we just say that this goes down here. I think I like that plan. Ventilation. Yeah, gas pipe is fine. Igneous rock. Just get it down here. Oh no, this is our oxygen. This is not our... Yeah, we don't want this one to be the one that we do that. So let's cancel all that. Where were we? Oh, we were putting it here. Yeah, we could still do that. I think actually what we're going to do is we're just going to build another reservoir right here. Seems like a good idea. So, base... Gas reservoir, gold amalgam's fine. Get this right here. Yeah, and let's just say ventilation, gas pipe, igneous rock is good. And bring it down like so. Let's set the priority on all this to be 7. Yeah. Alright. So let's get that done. Get our plastics back up and running. Get our natural gas generator back up and running. Get all this stuff back up and running. Yeah, a little bit more refined carbon, please. What do you want? Yeah, let's do that. Alright. Fossil to lime still going on. That's great. And our little slickster still happy, still turning CO2. What is the... We do not have much here. Yeah, we're starting to draw down the CO2. That's fine. We'll get there eventually. There's a little bit of chlorine in there. What are you doing? Picking up Joya seed. Alright, sure. Alright, so this will start filling up with CO2. All these things will start operating again. That's great. Excellent, excellent. That'll give us a little bit more. Food shortage. Okay, we just need to cook up a little bit more of that. And we should be good to go. Let's, yeah, priority's fine. Let's get that going. And we are going to deconstruct, finally, the last of this. Kick people out. Tell them to go over here. Maybe Bluffbriar is just not what we want here. 10 to 30. This is 20 to 40. What is Mirthleaf? 20 to 50. Interesting. Do these have any other different properties? Positive effect on morale, much like a friend. Alright, sure. We're going to replace this Bluff Briar with something else. It's fine. I mean, I don't mind it, but might as well get the good stuff. And while we're at it, let's go back through furniture, blank canvas. Let's go ahead and get back up all of this. Oh no, we have deconstructed some pipe. It's not a huge deal, I suppose, but yeah, we have deconstructed some pipe. Let's get this back up here, because I do want to be able to just connect this very easily. I mean, we don't need to put more liquid up here yet, but eventually we will want to. This water temperature is a little bit warmer here, which is fine. We kind of want this at just a room temperature. Also, we have people supplying this stuff just because they don't have better things to do at this moment. Yeah, let's get some Mirth Leaf up in here. Mirth Leaf represent. Alright. Okay, so finally, we are getting all of this done. We are shifting everybody to the new hotness. Let's finish up a couple more of our gold statues. And we will also grab ourselves another comfy bed. And there, we should be set up for 2 more duplicants, should they arrive. We do need a little bit more work on food here. None of you have what I want. Okay, so we have a cook, right? They are making frost buns. I think the next step is we want to expand our farm down here. I think that's the next thing that we're going to do. So let's get our food back under control with some dirt, like so. And then we are going to get a little bit of granite tile, like so. And yeah, we should just be able to come down here and grab any dust caps that we want. This will just be another dust cap farm, I believe. This will eventually fill up with some CO2. Okay. Looking good. Yeah, we're gonna need to displace this oxygen at some point, but that'll happen slowly over time. Are these guys cramped? Yes. So how many are in here right now? Storing 4 out of 4 critters. I don't believe you. Let's say we auto-wrangle surplus at 2 then. I want to start this ranch up and going again. We kind of killed off a lot of our hatches because we were interested in the eggs and we weren't that interested in the coal. Things have changed. Now the turns have tabled and we're back interested in this. Okay. Great. Masterpieces from our boy Harold now. That's exactly what we want to see. Genius metal sculpture is quaint. This is a mediocre metal sculpture. Decor 52. Okay, so maybe we do want to replace things. Maybe. Because he has upgraded himself to genius, it looks like. Looks like the transition happens somewhere here. So we can improve that. For now, though, I mean, stress is pretty far down. Like if I pick, say, Jean, morale is 22 out of 12. Last cycle's decor was charming, +9. And this is exactly what we want to see. Okay. Let's go ahead and copy settings and get ourselves basically a new farm plot. These won't grow until we get a little bit of CO2 on top of them, but that won't be the hardest thing in the world, because eventually these guys are just going to, you know, exhale and it'll settle back down over here. We already have little pockets of CO2 making their way down. I think we'll be good. It's possible we want to make some doors here to just kind of discourage people from walking in. We want them to walk across here. I think they'll already do that unless they are farming. We want them to go up here. We don't want them to walk across this farm. There's all this debris here. I mean, decor-wise, it isn't bad unless you're on this level right here. Are people going through here? Kinda. Yeah, well, it'll slowly accumulate down here. Once we get that layer of CO2, we should be good. It'll take a little while, but we'll get there. Okay, so what's the next big thing that we want to work on now? We have the bedrooms pretty much all set up. We can store another couple dupes as well. Maybe one of the next things we want to do is we want to just improve our transportation options throughout the base. So let's dig out some of this area here. And let's also look to build ourselves a fireman's pole going down. I think we're going to put it on this side, on the outside track, basically. And on the inside track, we might have our vacuum tube places. We can put them here, I suppose. That would work. Now that we're not using this place as what lacks resources? Algae terrariums. Are we out of algae? We're not out of algae. It's just water. What are they lacking? Insufficient resources, water. Okay, well, let's solve that a little bit by running this pump. We're going to enable this building. And we are also going to connect up this liquid pipe. Okay, let's get working on that. We have a med bay, we have bedrooms, we have our great hall, we have our washroom. Morale is looking fantastic. Everybody's happy. We can start bumping everybody up to higher stuff. We're also, now that everybody has comfy beds, we're going to go to our schedule here. And we are going to eliminate an hour of sleep from all of them. And I think we should be fine. I think they will be able to function with that. We'll see. If people are getting tired, we can change it back. But I think 1 hour, one block of sleep per night is good once you have the comfy beds up and running. Okay. So, these are filling up somewhat alarmingly fast, actually. This is sort of stabilizing at the temperature that we want it to. I mean, this is a bit of a gradient here, but we'll be fine. We're pumping out some water both here and back up to here, so we're filling that up. We have pretty much already made the pathways to the sleet wheat as good as possible. Yeah, set these to auto harvest. Is there any sleet wheat I am not auto harvesting? Harvest that, harvest that. Yeah, I think we're good on that front. Okay. So, one of the next things we want to start considering is a Dreco ranch. Dreco ranches are also a great source of food. The Drecos can consume balm lilies, And balm lilies do not require anything for you to grow, even when you've put them on a farm plot. They don't require irrigation, they don't require any sort of fertilization, they just require a chlorine environment. So, we're a little bit interested. Is this polluted oxygen? Do I have a germ problem again? I do have a bit of a germ problem. We're not catching it here? Okay, that's fine. Let's just pop up a couple of those boys. So, Dreco farms are really like a great late game food source because they don't require any resources and you get essentially some of the best stuff in the game. Meat goes into barbecue, which is going to give you a soul food buff, which is also very strong, and eggs are fine as well. You can also shear them for plastic and fiber, which is not bad. We already kind of have a fiber operation and a plastic operation up and running. We will need to make another gas reservoir at some point here. This is starting to fill up again. Yeah, slowly it is starting to fill up. Okay. But yeah, Dreco farms are basically your late game solution. They're perfectly renewable. It's just a matter of duplicate time to gather the meat and eggs. Genius marble sculpture, genius marble sculpture, genius, genius, mediocre. So what is genius and what is mediocre here? Are almost all these genius? Okay, we are going to deconstruct all the mediocre ones, which apparently are these guys. And replace them with genius metal sculptures. So he was like right on the cusp, because he's got some genius ones here. Yeah, we'll deconstruct those. And the difficulty here is that we don't have actually a lot of chlorine. We have pumped a little bit in here. That's basically it. This whole air filtration system basically just captured a lot of CO2 for us. And the chlorine is... I don't even know. I mean, we had chlorine and now it's gone. I don't even know really where it went to. We have some down here, but I think that's because of this bleach stone. This is all oxygen, 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 CO2. Where's the chlorine? Where is the chlorine? I don't know. In any case, that's going to be something we want to work on. But I think one of the next things we really want to start tackling is finding our way upwards and trying to explore upwards and find ourselves a good spot to start building rockets. Because with rockets we can gather a lot of other resources that we want to see. So let's go ahead and ladder our way up here, I think. Since this just goes straight up at the moment. And see what we can see. In addition to that, is there anything else we really need to solve? We have our food more or less back up and running with these dusk caps. Cooking up some frost buns for the boys. We go to consumables and enable frost buns for pretty much everybody again. Sure. Everybody can do frost buns. Alright. That way nobody is starving or anything. What else? I want more steel. What do we have? This is balm lily. Yep. Refined metal. Manufactured material. Steel. Yeah, we're going to want more steel. So. Let's get our kilns back up and running. Let's get some more steel queued up here. Do not have the wolframite. Okay. we'll settle for not having that then. We will also grab ourselves a little bit more iron. We want to also start figuring out how we're going to settle this natural gas buildup that we have here. And maybe a more permanent in-game sort of solution for oxygen. We still have 28 tons of algae, and these are, I mean, this is just running along just fine. We don't really need more oxygen at the moment. In fact, we kind of need, in some places, less oxygen. But, so, okay. The checklist of things to do that we might start on next episode. Number 1, rearranging this. This is a really easy, fast setup, but the whole goal is just to fill up this area with hydrogen, that we can make it a cooling area for just putting a bunch of Weezeworts up here and pumping oxygen through. Maybe we settle this, but we don't really have a heat problem at the moment. Expanding our storage of gases and whatnot is also going to be a big thing. Figuring out something to do with all of this coolant here. And this is fairly cool coolant. 14.5 degrees, 13.3, 13, 12, 13. Yeah, this is all around like 13 to 15 degrees, except for some of it over here, which I think is getting heated up a little bit. Using that to cool down some area over here might be good. Maybe cool down this area enough to capture... Ooh, actually, maybe that's the big thing that we work on. A Slickster Ranch. I'll have to think about that a little bit more, about how we're going to approach a Slickster Ranch. But taking our spare Slickster, our single Slickster, I should say, and multiplying them into more Slicksters seems like a pretty good idea. We don't have a huge CO2 problem. I mean, all this is starting to settle down. And we have some over here, but that's basically it. But still, having our in-game solution for CO2, having a renewable source of petroleum, seems like a good idea. Yeah. Okay, so on the next episode, I think the plan is that we will sketch out some ideas for a Slickster Ranch, and then probably explore more upwards to try and find a point in space to start considering rocket launches and things of that sort. Not much else that we're going to really focus on besides a little bit of maintenance stuff to make sure that we don't have overflows over here. I think those are going to be our two main things going forward. A little bit of maintenance over here, but mainly Slickster Ranch and getting to space. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next episode.